Hi guys, it's Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology, and I'm here with a full moon reading for my fire signs for the full moon in Gemini. That's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. And you guys, I'm so bummed out. I wanted to do this video live. Like, I was so excited about doing this video live with you guys, just to get a little bit of that Sagittarius. We got this teeny tiny little window of some Sagittarius energy with the sun and the moon. I'm sorry, with the sun and Mercury, both in Sagittarius. And then, of course, with the moon being in Gemini, that's the polar opposite of Sagittarius. And it actually kind of adds some strength to what is going on in the Sagittarian energy field, okay? The reason being, we have so many freaking planets in Capricorn. I guess I'm launching into the astro forecast right now. The tarot reading is going to be timestamped below if you want to skip ahead to that, okay? But I talk in my December 2019 astro forecast about how Capricorn season, like Scorpio season just was like, lasted a really long time. And then Capricorn season has kind of started early, way before the sun approaches the sign of Capricorn. We have like 4 planets there already. Okay. So they're kind of, you know, weighing down some of the energies in the sky right now. All of those planets in Capricorn, because that is Earth. Okay. It's the good thing is it's cardinal Earth. All right. And so it is, like the Earth sign most likely to begin new things. Okay. And Sagittarians love new things as long as there's some inherent value in it. Okay. Value is an important planet, is an important concept right now, because this past week we just had Venus, which is the planet which rules our values, pardon me, meeting up with both Saturn and Pluto. And those are very heavy, slow-moving planets that carry a karmic energy and a subconscious energy, okay? So the things that are important to us, these might be things that have kind of like just really weighed on us recently, okay? On our heads and our hearts and our minds and whatever, okay? So that little window, especially where we had that moon in Gemini, and we had a couple other, we have the sun, of course, and Mercury in Sagittarius, that kind of added a lightness to the week, okay? Because the next big transit that I want to talk about is kind of happening over the weekend. Today is Saturday the 14th, only 5 months, you guys, until my 40th birthday. Do you believe that? Okay, I'm never going to talk about my age again. All right, I'm blushing. Okay. Anyways, basically, this transit is between two planets in Earth signs. All right, Jupiter is in Capricorn and Uranus is in Taurus, and they're gonna trine, and that's a happy, that's a get along aspect right there. Okay, aspect is just means, hey, these two planets are in a geometric relationship to one another. They're either 30, 60, 90, 120, blah 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 degrees apart. Okay, so when you're in a trine, those two planets are going to work together to accomplish something. All right, and so Uranus is an energy that really likes to break out of the status quo, and so that is also a little bit more energy that's going to kind of help feel like we're moving things along. Okay, I actually did a reading for you guys on the night of the full moon, and I talk about it in my Earth sign video for like 20 minutes. But I talk about how just like my technology is obnoxious. I can't use my webcam's great. My computer sucks. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get myself a new one for Christmas. If you want to contribute to that, you can find the link below. Book a reading with me or send a donation, whatever. Everything that I comes in via this channel or via my Facebook or my Instagram is all going towards, it's an investment into the Soul School right now. Okay, so I'm trying to grow it, and yeah, come along, let's do this, it'll be fun. Okay, so anyways, my computer ate like half of those videos, and I didn't get to share that message with you, but I do want to go ahead and do that now. And also, there's a video that I might end up reposting. I posted it, but then I had a weird dream to take it down, about the dollar store metaphysical supply challenge that I did. Like, I take the phone like I'm doing my video and everything in Dollar Tree, because I wanted to see like how possible it was to, you know, like what kind of things do they have that like would help supplement my lifestyle. Okay, things like candles. I actually have a cool set of globe candles. One is silver for the moon, and the other is gold for the sun. So those candles and globes were like $1 a piece. There's a bunch of other stuff. I might repost that video. It was just kind of fun to make, but check it out. I could not resist. It was $1, you guys. And I share with you because you're my fire signs. And I love that it's called Fancy Heat. From the Fancy Heat, it's a Fancy Heat wick. But basically, like, you know, if you go to a fancy place where they have catering, you'll see these under the little food trays. And I was like, ooh, I could always use something that makes fire. And I've decided it is the absolute best for lighting my smudge sticks. Look at that. Look at that. Fire. I love it. Okay. Nonetheless, I wanted to talk to you about that reading that I did the other day, because the main message that I got from it is that a lot of you guys have gone through so much transformation. Like, you almost haven't even realized that you're like this whole new person yet. Okay? Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, are not at all adverse to change the way that we earth signs kind of are, because fire is change. It's an actual chemical change that's happening. We're transmuting things right now, okay? From matter into ether. That's pretty magical. Fire signs, you are magical, okay? I think it was the star card that was trying to tell me. And star is an Aquarius energy. So that points to this Uranus transit coming up that we're going through right now. And I think it's going to be an opportunity. I almost get the intuition that there's something in your life that has to, I don't know why I'm getting this sensation of like, you know, when you're younger and your feet just grew really, really fast, okay? And your feet just like outgrew your shoes. And you love those shoes, but one day you go and you put on your jellies and they're just too tiny and they're like actually cutting your flesh. And you realize that you have to, it's time to tell your mom you need a new pair of shoes, okay? That's the feeling that I'm getting, okay? And Jupiter's is very expansive energy. So one of the other astro forecasts that I did earlier this week, I talk about how that expansive energy combined with Uranus's desire to break out of the bounds which envelop it could lead to just something outgrowing the space that it contains, all right? I'm going to leave you just, your shoes getting too small, okay? But your metaphorical shoes, not your actual. I don't know what your foot growth lifestyle is like. I don't know if you need new shoes or not. I did tell earth signs that they could go shopping if they wanted to. So go buy yourself new shoes, Sagittarius. You're a new person. And I keep saying Sagittarius, but I'm just being selfish because that's my Sagittarius rising. Leo and Aries, go get yourself some new shoes too, okay? All right, so we got this air cleanse. We got the astro forecast done in 9 minutes. That's not bad. I can ramble on forever sometimes. Let me just put the things that are kind of on fire in a safe place. And I'm going to get out my beautiful new decks and read a new reading for you guys, okay? I'm trying to think of what else stood out to me about the reading that I did the other night, but the main thing was, it's this issue where I feel like there's some anticipation of something that you want to move towards because you're thinking about how the old you would have done it, and like you're the new you. Okay? You're the new you. You do things differently now. All right? So, like I said, fire signs are much better at adapting to that kind of change. But if you have other heavy placements in your chart, like if you know that you've got a lot of earth or a lot of earth is not doing very good with this change. I can tell you that. That's most of what that reading was about, okay? Air and water, everything's about change, you guys. Everything is about all these karmic cycles that we've been closing up. And I've been trying to clarify what I mean by that. A karmic cycle is just essentially when you have learned a lesson so well that changes the way you live your life. You're never going to go back to doing that again. You're a new you. Fire signs, you're a new you. You are the star. Star is all about renewal, hope, optimism, but also almost like in a spiritual way. Okay? And that's a really freaking cool energy. So, congrats on that. All right? So, I'm going to call in divine spirits of love and light. Ancestors, allies, and guides, thank you so much for coming into this space at this time and allowing me to deliver a message for the highest good of our fire signs. All the info you need to book a personal reading with me, of course, is below. I did have Sagittarius energy flash itself to me right there. And there's Leo energy. Where you at, Emperor? That's the card that represents Aries. Okay, it's a general reading. It's a collective reading. Okay, so my other full moon readings have been really pretty general. The kind of messages that you could apply to really any area of your life. Because it's all about what's going on within you and how you are participating in this change. That magician won't go away. You have the power to create anything right now, fire signs. I just heard that, and that's freaking awesome. The magician is a creator. He creates his reality. He creates his own destiny, okay? I got these all shuffled up, and I almost forgot because you guys seem to be doing so well with this energy right now that the way I've been starting off these readings is with my self-care cards, all right? And they're just like multi-purpose cards. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. Wow. Damn. Okay. I'm going to take the one that jumped out really early. But basically with a lot of the other elements have not been doing great. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Timelines are fluid and relationship roles may be reversed. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, please feel free to check out any of my past readings. While they are dated, they do not expire after that time period, of course. And so I really believe that when you need to find the message is when it finds you, okay? Nonetheless, I've been using these self-care cards to kind of start off the readings just because not everybody is doing great with this change. So I said, well, how can we pay attention to what it is that we need most right now? And this is beautiful. And not talk about new beginnings. And I think some of the reason you guys may not realize that you're this new you is because you've drawn into yourself a little bit after going through a tremendous amount of change. This card is so in my heart right now, okay? Power. Own your power. Every storm brings a fresh new beginning. Now, here's the thing. You're thinking of that storm as something that like happens to you, but nah, this woman is casting that storm. She is powerful. She is a magician, okay? But she's also very dark. Like the very first thought that I got when I saw this was death, obviously, because from a distance it's like, ah, look, there's death. Ah, it's scary, but it's not. This power is possible because of what it is that you've released. That's what like all the other signs are trying to go through right now, you guys. And you have completed this transformation. you've come out, you went into the cocoon as a caterpillar and you came out a butterfly. All right? A very, very powerful butterfly. You have the ability to guide your path. Okay? A lot of you guys have already started manifesting just through attraction, like where the attention goes, the energy flows. So even if you've just been thinking about things that you'd like to begin, new adventures, just kind of like toying with them in your mind, I really feel like the universe is listening. You are summoning your very own storm that will bring a fresh new beginning, okay? And you get to choose what that is. Okay. Also, I feel like the more I look at her, you know, the more I can see, like, you know, her hair isn't jet black. Her dress might actually be navy blue. I don't have the best light. Okay. So the more I look at her, the less scary she is. And that is the exact transformation that I've gone through this week. Thank you to Queen Cup. She's got her own YouTube tarot channel and a Patreon, and I wanted to support that. So I did like the top tier for the first month, and I actually included a personal, like a one-on-one reading with her. And she really helped me understand how much power I had taken away from my shadow self, because it was something I was kind of scared of. I didn't want to deal with. But the more that I begin to understand what that is and what that means, and learn to listen to it, what I can learn from my shadow self, and how it can actually add to my power and not take away from it. Okay? Because if you don't listen to your shadow self, it sabotages things. I learned that lesson. Okay? I learned that lesson. Look who showed up again. Okay? Reading over. You guys are magicians. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Okay, so the full moon is in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. You got a good focus on that, okay? And the card in the tarot that represents Mercury is the Magician, okay? Let me get a really good, like, I'm going to do my thumbnail. Okay, so we got some looks, all right? I don't know what the thumbnail is going to be, but y'all know why I'm so excited, because this magician just would not leave us alone. It really, really, really wanted to come out, okay? So that's what the Magician is. The Fool is spirit unbound. It doesn't have a purpose yet, okay? The Magician is realizing his purpose, his intention. He's creating purpose and intention and putting that out into the world. And he has everything he needs to conjure up a motherfucking storm. This might be. Let's see. Let's get it good. Boom. The Magician and power. I want to get. Yeah. This is some dope energy, you guys. I'm a little scared of it. Okay. I'm a little scared of it right now. Let's see what else comes out. The Devil card's in there somewhere. What do you want to say? Three of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going back to that. You guys have cut out something that it was not easy. It might have actually been forced out of your hand by the universe. Okay. Or like, oh my gosh. Okay. That's a good, I'll tell that story. Okay. So the feeling that I'm getting, and it's just kind of funny, is like, one night I was at the bar and I didn't have a lot of money, but I decided to go ahead and splurge and get like a glass of the box wine. Okay. And I was like, okay, if you do this, Molly, feel fancy with your box wine at the bar, you can afford one drink instead of two. And I negotiated with that with myself. That was the deal. That was the deal. And I was feeling so fancy with my little glass of red wine that I got from the bar. And then as soon as I turned around, here actually comes a friend of mine and bumps into me and spilt it all over. Because I'm holding it up here all fancy. I don't hold whiskey cokes up here all fancy, okay? It's just, that's the story that they wanted me to tell. It's like you have something in your hand and you're like, yeah, this is my thing. This is what I'm working on. This is what I'm doing. And somebody just comes along and bumps it out of your hand. That's what the universe has done with something that just needed to go. And I feel like it has gone because the death energy that I got in the power card when it came up. Okay. So if you didn't put it down yourself, I'm getting a feeling that for a lot of you guys, the cup, something was knocked out of your hand. Okay. And in fact, I'm going to go to the book. I opened it to exactly to the Magician. Okay. I was like, I'm going to go to the book because I want to talk about this right here. The fish that he's holding over his head. Because it actually shows up in the Lover's card as well. But he's holding this chain of fish. And if you see, the big fish is eating the other fish, and then that's eating the smaller fish, and the smaller fish, and the smaller fish, and the smaller fish. Okay. And so it's this cycle of life, of death and rebirth, and how each new death sustains something larger. The death of that tiny fish is feeding the larger fish. That larger fish is not the end of the story, because that one's feeding the even larger fish. Every experience that you have gone through and let go of has contributed to where you are at today. Every little tiny death that you have experienced has brought you to where you are today. I am Magician, learned in the principle shift of shape and nature in awareness will outwardly affects my part in inevitable change. This is exerting your will into the world but it's not the way that the Chariot's doing, where it's like moving like on its path. It's not the way that the Emperor's doing by like ruling and making laws. This is speaking intention into the universe, and you have to understand how incredibly powerful that is. Mercury is associated with association and the Magician for a reason, because words have power and thoughts have power. So like I said, some of you guys are already beginning to manifest your new beginning just with your thoughts. That's how powerful you are. All right, so let's get some more guidance on this Magician. What else do we want to say to our Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising viewers, whoever else is aboard this magic carpet ride? Give me one more. Hit me one more time, pretty please. Pretty, pretty, pretty please. This energy is insane. Insane. Give me something else, pretty please. Energy on the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. This is a very exciting new beginning. But here's the energy. In fact, this is the planetary correspondence. All the minors 2 through 10s are associated with a certain planet in a sign, and those appear on this deck. Okay, so this is Saturn in Taurus, and Saturn is right now actually in Capricorn, but this is an Earth energy. This is what Capricorn season is doing for you. Okay, it does feel a little heavy, and it's kind of slowing. Ace of Swords is underneath it. It's kind of slowing down this new beginning because there's a new truth that you need. There's a truth that you need to be sure of moving forward. Okay, and where is that truth going to come from? Within. From within. This is the High Priestess. This is the tarot card associated with the moon. Not the moon. The moon is actually Pisces. It's a sign of Pisces. The High Priestess is the moon. She's got the triplicate, the triple moon goddess symbol up here of maiden, mother, and crone. No, thank you, baby. I had to lock the cats out because Charlie just gets into everything. He's a kitten. That's what he does. This is the essence of light and shadow, okay? There are certain things that you know, and then certain things you're like, I don't know why I know that. I just feel like it's true, okay? So you've got to listen to your intuition, and you've got to make sure that you're listening to the shadow side of it as well, all right? Because the process that you're at right now, I feel like you're really thinking about, this is typically about looking back at the past. Actually, what it's about is, typically we see the Seven of Pentacles when you're already in the middle of a project, okay? Because you're just in that waiting part where you're like, well, I started it, and now I'm just going to have to kind of like look at it, just make sure that everything that I've done, the first steps that I've taken are going to get me where I want to go, okay? That's what this energy is typically about. And I think this is just a sign that you guys know inside of you that as you move through this new beginning, as you create, because you have to understand this, oh shit, you guys, wow, wow, wow. That's intense. Whenever I have the Empress and the Emperor on the table, I pick it up and I call it out as a divine union. A union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, either within or in a relationship. And I often forget, she has two divine counterparts. One is the Hierophant and the other is the Magician. This is the couple that are co-creators of their union. He's a magician. She's a diviner. She's highly intuitive. And my throat chakra is getting attacked right now. So I feel like for some of you guys, this is a relationship that is not in contact right now. But it's somebody that you're looking back. It's a connection you had in the past. And you're looking back and realizing how powerful and magical of a pair you could potentially be. But the thing is, the intention and intuition are working together to create. Your divine masculine and your divine feminine are co-creating the reality from up here, from your thought space. It's really beautiful. It is really beautiful, you guys. Seven of Cups keeps wanting to slide off of here too. So I'll put him in the middle. Okay. You have so many options. So many options. So many possibilities. Some of them I want to call, okay. So they want me to talk about the things that are in the cups. Okay. Some of them are clear. Like there's a face. There's some fruit. There's a wreath. There's a castle. Then there's this thing with like a blanket over its head. I don't know what that is. Okay. So some of your options you don't see nearly as clearly as other. Some of them, because you often get like dragons. Yeah, we got a dragon down here. Some of them are actually fantasies. They're not real opportunities, but they're in your headspace. Okay. And for this is, wow. All right. Things are just coming in so clearly and powerfully right now. This is the combined energy. This is the, oh my God. Okay. This is your thought body. This is your energetic field. That's why he's all these dots. And he's actually creating and manifesting these opportunities just by having them in his energy space. This one, yeah, it showed me a couple cards on the bottom that just reminded me that it's got a weird energy right now and it wants to be. This is the Cosmic Tarot. Wanted to come out for the Earth sign specifically, and I checked in and they're like, yeah, we'll do, let's do some fire. All right. Justice card is on the bottom, okay? This is the second time that this came up this week that I also felt the need to point out the laser beams coming out of her eyes, because that also happens. The only other card, I believe, where you have laser beams coming out of eyeballs in the Cosmic Tarot is the Magician. So, what advice? Okay, let's talk first about possible obstacles. What are any possible obstacles that our fire signs can be looking out for? Anything that may potentially interfere with the creation of this new beginning. One more shuffle, then we're done. Seven of Cups energy. Okay, what are some potential obstacles? Wow. Can you give me more information about that one? This is the card that always comes out for me in this deck, but this time it came out reverse. Give me some more information about the Two of Cups reverse, please. Okay. I'll take the top. Now I have to take that one. All right. So, there's one. Can I get another potential obstacle? Okay. This isn't an obstacle so much as something to just like keep in mind about the Seven Cups. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and just get advice cards out while we're here. Yeah, that's very good advice. Let's get some more info on that. Boom. I feel you, girl. I feel you. This is actually a he deck. I don't know why. This deck has a much more masculine energy than a lot of mine. Okay. We got these fun little diamonds. You know, I just pop out cards, and then when they get out, they tell me where they go. And I've got this fun little pyramid of the Light and Shadow Tarot. And then I've got these three little diamonds, three little sets of four. So the obstacle is, this is potential incompatibility. Okay. Or what you see as an incompatibility, or some sort of discord in a relationship. For some of you, this is about a high priest, a magician, and a high priestess relationship. Okay. The Emperor and the Empress are the power couple in the material world, in society. Okay. And they're very loving and fun and social. Okay. The Magician and the High Priestess are extremely powerful, but it's kind of almost like more behind closed doors. They're powerful because of how they manage things, just one-on-one with each other, and also each of them individually with their world that they live in, okay? So this is a Magician, High Priestess partnership, okay? And it most likely is romantic. It may be romantic. And you guys, the words are having a really hard time coming out whenever I get on that topic. Whenever I try to talk about a magician and a high priestess. And you know what? There's an energy out there that could be trying to block this connection. The energy that's blocking this connection might be doing so by making it hard for one of them to speak to another. That's a definite energy. So that's where the devil comes up. Not in a card, but in you. Okay? That is working from a place of fear. All right. And sometimes when you know you're on the verge of something really freaky magical, you can start to get a little scared. That bitch conjured up that storm and then was like, oh crap. Oh my God. That's actually so much more power than I thought that I had. Okay. And what happens is sometimes our subconscious mind, our shadow self, gets really scared of that change. And again, will try to sabotage us from moving forward. Okay. So any potential obstacle, this is an illusion of incompatibility. And it's an illusion of unrequited love. It's an illusion of disharmony between soulmates. This is soulmates in separation. Okay. Or it could just be you and somebody else in your magic community. If you're a practitioner and you're on the outs with somebody else who's also one, chances are that's a union that has the potential to be very powerful. And I think it's going to be okay though. This King of Swords energy is, he came up to me several times this week in reverse position because he was not paying attention to the clues around him and being kind of stubborn about it. But this shows that whatever it is that is blocking you in, whatever is leading to this confusion, this misconception, is beginning to fall away. Wow. And my guides are like, because you said it. Because I said that out loud to you. Is that the fear that you have is coming from within you. Okay? Just acknowledging it disempowers it. Okay? Okay? Some things are only powerful when they work in the shadow. Like fear. Once you call that out into the light, what are you really afraid of? And you really ask yourself that question, you get into that conversation with yourself, you realize, you know what, I can talk my shadow self down on this. I can talk my shadow self into healing whatever it's afraid of here. Okay, with this Seven of Cups, another Seven of Cups came out, and this one is reversed. And it actually, there's a story coming together here. I'm not going to point out the individual cards, but a story coming together here that some of you guys, the key to your success is going to be blocking out whatever you're putting your energy into that's not paying back. Putting an end to that. That's when you get this growth and vitality. It's beautiful, okay? Some of these options that are available to you are really, like I said before, not that realistic, okay? Look at this guy's like bowing down to his dreams, to some of these fantasies. Some of these are not things that you really, really want, okay? But how are you gonna know if the resources are available to you and you have the skills? Or if the resources are unavailable, maybe for some of you guys, there's a partnership or a team you're trying to work with, and somebody within that is just feeling really, really, really defensive, and you don't want to go down that path. But you have so many paths available to you, and you guys are pondering that. Some of you guys are going to just change your mind, Judgment reversed, with it's not a very strong energy. So you guys are just going to change your mind about what options are available to you. Because some are more practical than you thought. Some of them you have more skill, you're more prepared for than you thought. Okay? So some of you guys are considering your options. And even when you think you've chosen one, it might show to be not the one you really wanted. Okay? But this is important. This Five of Pentacles energy, this is advice. Be very frugal with your energy. Fire signs. Okay? What that means is, like, these people are They're in a time of need, is what I'm hearing. And they've had to be, this guy's wearing like a rug around him. He's had to be frugal with his resources, okay? And it's, I feel like, yes, okay, it has to do with that which is draining your energy, energetically and spiritually draining you, okay? If it does not provide a fair exchange that is offered in the Six of Pentacles, all right? You've got to cut it off. You've got to cut it off. All right? And that leads to the sun. Boom, bright, shiny. One other reading that I did, maybe it was Earth Signs last night. I felt a little. Also ended in the sun card. And that's just a really uplifting energy. Okay? You have the power to choose, but once you get so far down certain paths, you're going to realize that there's better options to you, but you have that flexibility. You have the power. You are so in command right now. There's something else they're wanting me to know about this. Some of you guys are moving from a time of saving up your money to that time when now you're getting things moving. You know what I mean? Like you're stimulating the economy more, okay? Because you're making more money and spending more. You know what I mean? Like instead of just being like, okay, I'm holding on to all of my pennies right here. It's just like, okay, there's a penny and I get back 2. And here's 4 pennies and I get back 5. You know, like you're doing things like that. Okay. But also it's not just about pennies. It's about energy. All right. This is beautiful. Okay. Obviously, these cards are so powerful. Sometimes it's like hard to follow up after that. Who did I say was going to show up, you guys? The devil. We got 3 of these. Wow. We have the Tower, the 2 of Pentacles, which is actually Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter moved into Capricorn on December 2nd. It'll be there until December 2020. And the Devil, which is Saturn, who's also in Capricorn. But the Tower, I was just listening to another reading earlier today about whether he was like, towers are awesome. They may not feel like it at first, but towers are awesome. So this is like the yin and yang energy that come together when the high priestess and the magician are joined. One is assertive energy and one is receptive. And you can see that infinity symbol is going right around their waist. Usually there's one person in the 2 of Pentacles and they're balancing 2 coins that have the infinity going around it. Okay. This is beautiful. Thank you so much. I was struggling to understand this. This is the union of the balance, the harmonious balance of a divine masculine and a divine feminine, whether it is within or without, in the world, in you or in the world. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful energy. And remember how I said, I feel like if this is somebody you know, you're not speaking to them right now. The universe wants to change that. This is, Tower in my mind is often divine intervention. It's that force that came and knocked that cup out of your hand because you weren't meant to have it. That wasn't the cup for you. Okay? So the universe is going to come around and The opposite of knocking something out of your hand, I guess, is dropping it into your lap. Okay. That is the Tower is associated with the card of Mars, but this is a very Jupiter and Uranus moment. And this is also the Tower of Babylon. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, this last part's not for everybody, but if some of that resonated, and I was talking about you getting in a little magical couple, a little magical partnership, I think it's between two people from very different parts of the world, different cultures, or very different mindsets, but spiritually they're one. Because the story of the Tower of Babel, that's just the imagery that is being called to my mind. This, especially with this, it's a bird, but also like the eyeball right there. Okay, so this is after, you know, the Garden of Eden. People get kicked out and they have to go. This is Book of Genesis stuff. Okay. They figure out how to live, okay? And they grow their people. And they're traveling around. They all speak the same language, okay? John Dee called it Enochian. I don't know if he was the first person to give it that name, but John Dee says that he could speak it, I guess. Anyways, they all had their language, and they were living their life, and they were doing really good. And it's almost kind of like the story. It reminds me a lot of Pandora's box, because Pandora's box was given to humanity to like set it back, because Prometheus stole the fire and gave it to them, and they were just like too fucking powerful. Stop it. Okay, I gotta get all these details in here. So many downloads right now, guys. For some of you guys, this connection is very, very old. This is a soulmate connection that has been trying to come together for multiple lifetimes. But it's such a powerful connection that there are forces conspiring against it. And I hate to say that, but that's what they told me to say. I don't hate to say that. It's just that I think for some of you guys, you're going to be like, well, that's very abstract. I don't know if I'm into it. Then it's not your message. Okay? This is not your message then. But so the people got together and they're like, yo, we're going to build a great big tower all the way up to God. And God was like, you can't do that. And so he decided to sabotage their effort and made them speak different languages and scattered them across the earth. And it's a story about why do people speak different languages, okay? But this has come up to me before and has symbolized to me the idea of spiritually returning to the Tower of Babel. Spiritually returning to somebody that you've been scattered from for maybe even many lifetimes. Maybe even just within this lifetime. But the divine wants to intervene and put you back together. Because those stories, the story of Pandora and Prometheus and the Tower of Babel and the Garden of Eden, all of those stories about there being knowledge that is available only to the divine and not to humanity, as like the more and more humanity realizes its own divinity, the more humanity realizes that this knowledge is ours. That's some high priestess energy. That's some magician energy. Okay? There's no divine knowledge that is out of reach of humanity. If it has been revealed to us, it has been gifted to us. Okay? I refuse to subscribe to the belief that mankind should be limited from seeking any type of knowledge. Okay? That's just my own personal philosophy. They're not as entwined as, say, the Lovers or the Two of Cups. Or even, I think, maybe there's a couple of the decks where people are really coming together. But they are very physically entwined. They're in harmony with one another. They're coexisting, okay? Queen Cup keeps talking about independent coexistence. I live my life. I live my power. You live your life. You live your power. I have my truth. You have your truth. And we coexist side by side because we love and respect each other's boundaries. Okay? But this is a beautiful polarity. This is a beautiful pair of energies coming together that complement one another perfectly. The only warning, okay, is about just low vibrational energy, okay? Low vibrational energy. Okay? So, and they want me to talk about chakras, okay? So I was talking last night, earth signs. I did not mean this to be this long, you guys, but whatever, it's a good reading, okay? I typically, when I'm doing readings, I listen to these Tibetan singing bowls. They're aligned at different frequencies that will activate certain chakras. And I'm usually working up here, throat chakra, third eye, crown, or maybe my heart if I feel like that's what I need. But lately I've been doing a lot more of the lower chakras. And I was just thinking about this whole, how do I feel about the term high vibration and the term low vibration? And the truth is, these frequencies exist at different vibrations, just like our chakras exist at different vibrations, okay? Now, if you got a blocked or an unbalanced crown chakra, you have things like headaches, stuff like that. If you have a blocked or unbalanced root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, some of your lower chakras are unbalanced, you can act from a really low vibrational place. Things like anger, fear, spite, powerlessness, those are low vibrational energies, okay? And there are positive low vibrational energies, obviously. The aligned root chakra, the aligned sacral, the aligned solar plexus are low vibration energies, but that they're healthy, okay? This is a warning of allowing, once this partnership is made, this is a warning not to allow in any internal or external forces that are going to try to sabotage this union. You guys, this is the message that I'm getting. This is literally two souls that have been fighting for lifetimes to be able to fulfill a soul contract. And they're this close because they've been brought together from different parts of the world. This, I'm hearing the universe has taken several lifetimes to create this opportunity. Okay? It's not for everybody, it's for somebody out there. The problem is it's the devil energy that exists within you. Okay? Not talking to and understanding your shadow. All right? Because if you don't understand your shadow, your darkness inside of you is what tells you clearly about whether or not there's darkness in somebody else. Okay? And also when you listen to the darkness inside you, listen to what it's trying to communicate to you, and then work on healing it to keep it from acting out. That's what you're being asked to do in order to protect this divine union, okay? Resist the urge to act from an unevolved space, a space of childness, a space of fear, a space of woundedness. These are the internal dark forces that are trying to keep this union from happening. And steer clear of people around you who exhibit those energies, because they can unknowingly become external dark forces that work to break this union apart, okay? She is receptive and he is assertive. Do I have them all in there? Okay. And together, y'all, this is the yin and the yang. Together. This is like, Really, really, really beautiful energy, you guys. I am honored to have been able to deliver this message to you. Best of luck in reuniting with your magician or your high priestess, even if it's just your magician and high priestess within, okay? Get the very most out of this Sagittarius season. Don't be so scared of Capricorn season now, because we know how freaking powerful you really, really are, okay? Be aware of indecision. We've got the Two of Swords. Yeah, okay? Know your own power. Stand in your own power, okay? I love you, fire signs. I'll see you later.